Picture a simple moment. You sit in a meeting, a class, or at dinner. Someone tells a story. Maybe it is sad. Maybe it is touching. Maybe it is beautiful. Your throat tightens. Your eyes grow warm. Tears begin to form. You did not plan this. You did not want attention. Your body simply reacted. But before you feel the moment fully, another feeling appears. Embarrassment. You wipe your eyes quickly. You look down. You say the line you have said many times before. Sorry, I cry too easily. Pause for a moment and think about that. Why are you sorry? What rule did you break by feeling something deeply? Many people who cry easily learn shame early in life. Often it began in childhood. You might remember a moment from school or home. Maybe a teacher raised their voice. Maybe a parent scolded you. Maybe a friend said something sharp. You felt hurt. Tears came out. Then someone said a sentence that many sensitive people hear. Stop being so sensitive, for simple words. But those words change something inside a young mind. A quiet belief forms. The way I feel is wrong. From that day on, many people try to hide their emotions. They learn to hold their breath when tears appear. They blink quickly to push them away. They laugh at themselves before anyone else can. They start managing their feelings instead of understanding them. Over time, this turns into a life pattern. You enter rooms already on guard. You scan faces to see if anyone notices your emotion. You try to shrink your reactions to match everyone else. The goal becomes simple. Do not stand out. Do not feel too much. Do not make people uncomfortable. But there is a problem with that belief. It was never proven true. Many thinkers spent years studying human emotion and personality. One of them was the psychologist Carl Jung. Jung believed that many traits we call weakness are actually hidden strengths. He said people push parts of themselves into the shadow. The shadow holds traits the world rejected, traits others mocked, traits family members discouraged, traits society labeled as flaws. Sensitivity often ends up in this shadow. A child who feels deeply learns that deep feeling is unsafe. So the child hides it. But Jung warned about this. He said buried traits do not disappear. They stay alive beneath the surface. They shape thoughts. They guide reactions. They affect how we see the world. The truth is simple. Sensitivity is not a defect. It is a strong awareness system. Some people notice emotional signals earlier than others. They feel tension in a room quickly. They sense sadness in a voice. They respond strongly to beauty or pain. Their nervous system processes more information. Yet society often misreads that signal. Calm faces are praised. Emotional reactions are criticized. But calm does not always mean strength. Sometimes calm means distance. Many people learn to push emotions away. They lock feelings behind walls. That may look strong on the outside, but it often creates problems inside. Unfelt emotions do not vanish. They gather quietly over time. They can turn into stress. They can turn into anger. They can turn into anxiety that seems to appear without cause. So the real issue is not crying. The real issue is the shame attached to crying. When shame enters the picture, people fight their own nature. They treat their feelings like enemies. That fight drains energy every day. Imagine living years while trying to block natural reactions. Imagine watching every emotional signal carefully. Imagine judging yourself every time your eyes fill with tears. That pressure builds slowly. But the truth remains clear. Feeling deeply is not a crime. It is part of being human. Some people simply feel it more strongly than others. Instead of asking, why am I like this? A better question exists. What is my mind noticing that others are missing? People who cry easily often sense things earlier than the group. They respond to human emotion quickly. They react to beauty quickly. They respond to pain quickly. That speed can feel overwhelming, but it also means something else. It means awareness, and awareness is not weakness. Very often, it is the first sign of a mind that is fully awake. Let us talk about the body. Many people believe crying means losing control. That idea is common, but it is wrong. Crying is not a failure. It is a natural release system. The human body has several ways to release emotional pressure. Talking is one way. Movement is another. Tears are one more. When strong emotion builds, the nervous system reacts. Heart rate changes, breathing shifts. Tension builds in muscles. If the pressure grows large enough, tears appear. Those tears help regulate the system. They help the body return to balance. So crying is not the emotion leaving the body. Crying is the body finishing the emotional process. People who cry easily often have responsive nervous systems. Their system reacts quickly to emotional signals. When sadness appears, the body responds. When beauty appears, the body responds. When empathy appears, the body responds. Nothing is broken. The system is working exactly as designed. Consider another idea. The mind can store emotions when they are blocked. Psychologist Sigmund Freud wrote about this. He believed suppressed feelings never disappear. They simply move out of sight. When feelings are pushed down repeatedly, pressure builds. That pressure must appear somewhere later. It might show up as anxiety. It might appear as sudden anger. It might appear as a deep tension people cannot explain. Imagine emotional pressure like steam inside a sealed container. If the valve never opens, pressure keeps rising. Eventually, something breaks. Tears are one way the valve opens. They release pressure early. This means people who cry often may process emotion faster. They release feelings instead of storing them. That may look messy in public, but it often protects mental health in the long run. Another idea comes from philosophy. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed life includes real suffering, not because people fail, not because something went wrong. Suffering simply exists in human experience. Yet many people try to avoid that truth. They fill their time with noise. They stay busy every minute. They avoid quiet reflection. They distract themselves constantly. These habits protect them from uncomfortable feelings. But distraction also reduces awareness. People stop noticing emotional depth around them. They stop sensing subtle changes in others. They stop feeling beauty and pain as strongly. Sensitive people often cannot maintain that distance. They notice sadness in strangers. They react strongly to art or music. They feel moved by small human moments. This can be tiring, but it also means they are present. They are not numbed by constant distraction. Their awareness remains active. Another thinker, Ernest Becker, studied fear and human behavior. He believed people build many systems to avoid thinking about death. Careers, status, and social identity often help people feel secure. These structures create the sense of control, but maintaining them takes great mental effort. It requires constant emotional control. It requires ignoring many uncomfortable feelings. Sensitive people often struggle with that system. Their emotions break through the control more easily. They sense truth before the mind builds defenses. That can make life feel intense, but it also creates honesty. Sensitive people often connect deeply with others. They listen closely. They respond with real emotion. They show care through empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel another person's state. It is a powerful social skill. And many people who cry easily have strong empathy. Their brain mirrors the feelings of others. Their body responds quickly to emotional signals. They may cry when someone else tells a painful story. They may tear up during a powerful moment in a film. This is not weakness. It is emotional resonance. The mind briefly shares the other person's experience. That ability creates deep human connection. So, the next time tears appear, consider another view. Your body is not failing. Your mind is not defective. Your nervous system may simply be more responsive. It processes emotion quickly. It releases emotion quickly. It senses emotional signals others ignore. Instead of asking how to shut that system down, ask a better question. How can you understand it? Because the signals your emotions send may contain valuable information. They may reveal what others overlook. And learning to read those signals can change how you see yourself. Many people who cry easily share a strange experience. They feel something before others notice anything. Imagine sitting in a room during a conversation. Everyone seems relaxed, but something inside you feels tense. You sense discomfort. Your chest tightens, your eyes warm. You wonder why. Nothing obvious happened, but something did happen. Your brain picked up signals early. Human communication uses more than words. People send emotional signals through tone, posture, and facial expression. A slight pause in speech can reveal stress. A tight jaw can signal anger. A quiet shift in voice can show sadness. Sensitive people often notice these signals faster. Their mind reads small emotional cues. Their body reacts before the thinking brain catches up. This can lead to tears that seem sudden. But the reaction is not random. Your brain already processed many signals. You simply felt the result first. Carl Jung believed humans shared deep emotional patterns. He called this the collective unconscious. It refers to shared symbols and emotional themes across humanity. Many people sense these patterns without knowing why. Sensitive individuals often connect strongly with them. Stories about loss move them deeply. Moments of kindness touch them strongly. They respond to universal human experiences. This depth can feel overwhelming. But it also brings understanding. Sensitive people often read emotional situations well. They sense tension early. They notice sadness others miss. They feel shifts in group mood. Another factor is empathy. Empathy allows the brain to simulate another person's experience. When someone describes pain, an empathic mind recreates part of that pain. The body reacts as if sharing the moment. That reaction can trigger tears. This is why sensitive people sometimes cry when others talk about hardship. Their brain is mirroring the emotional state. They feel what the other person feels. Empathy creates strong social awareness. It helps people understand emotions beyond words. But it also increases emotional load. Feeling others' pain can be heavy. Many sensitive people carry this weight daily. They leave social gatherings exhausted. They replay conversations later. They try to understand every detail. This mental effort can drain energy, yet it also creates a rare ability. Sensitive people often become excellent listeners. Others feel safe around them. People sense that their emotions will be taken seriously. This builds trust. Trust leads to deeper relationships. Many people spend years searching for someone who truly listens. Sensitive individuals often provide that naturally. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote about becoming your true self. He believed people often shrink their identity to fit social rules. They hide traits that others reject. But growth requires the opposite. Growth means accepting your real nature. For sensitive people, this means accepting emotional depth. The problem is not the feeling. The problem is the constant apology for feeling. Every apology shrinks self-respect. It tells the mind that emotion is wrong. Over time, this belief weakens identity. Sensitive people start doubting themselves. They question their reactions constantly. But emotional depth can also bring richness to life. Sensitive people often enjoy art deeply. Music can move them strongly. Nature can fill them with awe. Small moments feel meaningful. A sunset, a kind act, a quiet smile from a stranger. These moments might pass unnoticed by others, but sensitive people feel them fully. This is the other side of emotional awareness. Strong feeling brings strong appreciation. Life feels vivid. Experiences leave lasting impressions. Yes, the pain side exists. But so does the beauty side. Numbness reduces both. People who block emotion avoid pain. But they also reduce joy. They miss subtle beauty. They disconnect from many human moments. Sensitive people rarely miss those moments. They feel them, they remember them. They carry them forward. So the next time emotion rises quickly, pause before judging it. Your mind might be reading signals others ignore. Your nervous system might be responding to real human data. And those reactions may reveal a deeper connection to the world around you. Many sensitive people develop a habit. They hide their feelings. They laugh when they want to cry. They wait until they are alone to release emotion. They say, "I'm fine," even when they are not. This habit forms for a simple reason. They want to avoid attention. They want to avoid judgment. Hiding emotion creates distance from the self. One strategy is isolation. Isolation means pushing difficult feelings out of awareness. People pretend certain emotions do not exist. They act calm even when they feel strong tension inside. This method works for a while, but the feelings remain. They simply move out of sight. Over time, isolation can create inner conflict. One part of the mind feels deeply. Another part tries to block those feelings. The person lives between those forces. Sensitive people often feel this conflict strongly. They sense emotion clearly, but they also learned to hide it. The result is constant pressure. Yet, there is another option. Instead of hiding emotion, people can learn to observe it. Observation does not mean losing control. It means allowing the feeling to exist briefly. Try a simple practice. The next time emotion rises, pause for 30 seconds. Do not apologize. Do not explain. Simply breathe. Let the feeling pass through your body. Most emotions peak and fade within a short time. But when we fight them, they stay longer. Fighting creates tension. Acceptance reduces it. This idea also appears in psychology. Freud believed mental health involves letting emotions move naturally. Blocking them creates internal stress. Allowing them creates release. This does not mean crying constantly in every situation. It means removing shame from emotional response. Emotion becomes information instead of embarrassment. The persona is the social mask people wear. It helps them function in groups. Everyone has one. But problems arise when people believe the mask is their true self. Sensitive people often build a calm mask, so they appear composed and steady. Inside, they feel intense waves of emotion. When the mask becomes permanent, the real self hides. Reconnecting with that real self takes courage. It requires honesty about personal traits. For sensitive people, that trait is emotional depth. Emotional depth can become a strong advantage. It supports empathy. It supports strong relationships, supports creativity and insight. Many artists, writers, and counselors share high emotional sensitivity. Their work connects with others because they feel life deeply. But that strength only appears when shame disappears. Shame blocks expression. Confidence allows expression. Think about emotional awareness like a telescope. A telescope lets you see far away. But if someone tells you the telescope is dangerous, you hide it. You stop using it. You pretend you do not have it. Sensitive people often treat their emotions this way. They hide their ability to sense emotional signals. Yet that ability could help many people. Friends who struggle often need someone who truly listens. Families need members who notice unspoken pain. Communities need people who respond with empathy. Sensitive individuals provide that naturally. But they must first accept their nature. Acceptance does not mean life becomes easy. Strong emotion still appears. Tears still arrive sometimes, but the inner war ends. Instead of fighting emotion, people work with it. They learn what triggers it. They learn how to rest after emotional overload. They build boundaries when needed, and they use empathy wisely. Over time, sensitivity becomes manageable. It stops feeling like a flaw. It starts feeling like a tool. One final thought remains important. Feeling deeply requires courage. It means staying present with both joy and pain. Many people avoid that challenge. They build emotional armor. Armor protects them from hurt, but armor also blocks connection. Sensitive people walk through life with less armor. They feel the full weight of human experience, yet they still move forward. That is not weakness. It is quiet bravery. And once shame disappears, that bravery becomes a powerful part of who they are.